Cause I swear my life is a whole goddamn movie. Yo, my life is a whole movie, right? So, I'm on the train headed to my daughter's house, right? First of all, I gotta figure out how to get the hell out of here, right? So I'm on the train headed to my daughter's house, right? I don't got a lot of money right now, right? But I gotta let y'all know what's going on in my life, right? So I'm on the train. Mind you, I don't really got money to travel on the train like that, but I gotta keep it moving, right? So every time I get to the train station, God sends somebody to push the door open for me, right? So first of all, I was on the wrong side, and somebody came and pushed somebody was there to push the train open for me. Hold up. Somebody came to push the train open for me, right? Right? Hold on. What the hell was that? Right. So somebody came to push the train open for me, right? Then I realized I was on the wrong side, so I had to walk across. I said, damn, I don't even know how I'm gonna get through this other side. As soon as I got through the other side, it was a lady walking through with a carriage that pushed the gate open and I walked right through, right? Then, right, peace of love, Bank Bill. Just show y'all how God works. I swear this whole shit is a movie. My shit is a movie, y'all. It's like it's like I'm on some other shit, right? So, I'm on the train, and this white guy got on the train, and we just started talking, older white guy, we just started talking. So he was telling me about Chicago, right? He was like, pretty much like Chicago is not integrated, like it's racist, it's still racist in Chicago, right? Then he started talking about Atlanta. I said, ain't that crazy? I just moved from Atlanta, right? And I explained what happened to me in Atlanta, right? And we started talking about, well, at least you was only down there for a couple months and you realized that somebody was crazy. He said, I was married for 22 years and I ain't found out until 22 years that she was crazy. So we started laughing, right? Make a long story short, so he get off the train. So the Spanish lady, you know, in New York, they walk around with the babies on their back selling candy, right? So I don't like to see that, you know what I mean? I really don't like to see that because that's kind of like child abuse. That's kind of like child abuse. But they got to do what they got to do, right? So I don't got much, so I gave her $1, right? Not telling people like I gave shit to people, but I do stuff like that, even if it's my last. So I gave her $1, right? I don't eat candy, so I just take it, right? So then, maybe 10 minutes later, a little boy, probably like my son's age, is walking through with candy in his hand. So I'm like, goddamn, I ain't gonna have no dollars in a minute. So something told me to stop him, and I had my tarot cards out, and I gave him $1, right? So he sat down next to me with his candy, and he picked up my tarot cards, right? So he picked up my tarot cards, and he left his candy with me, and he was playing like he was like trying to take my tarot cards, right? So I was like, nah, hand me my tarot cards. And he still was like holding on to my tarot cards, right? So I'm like, all right. So I had to yoke his little ass up. I like, hey bro, don't play with me because I will beat your ass like your daddy on this train, right? So he gave me the tarot cards back, you know, and I took his I had his candy in my hand and I gave him his candy back. I said, look, don't do this with nobody else. You know what I mean? Just be happy you like with a good person. Because if I was somebody else, I would have whooped your ass, right? So I gave him the tablet card. I said, now read the cards, right? So he started reading. I said, now, stay in school, you know how to read. Stay in school and don't do this with nobody else. And he had the justice card. You know, that could represent like the police. And under that, he had the 10 of swords. That's somebody laying dead on the ground, right? 11 and 10 equal 21. 21, that's an ending, right? So, you know, he apologized and he kept it moving, right? And the whole train seen this shit, right? I'm like, look at me trying to do something good. And look at what I'm like, yo, you got a father? Evidently he ain't have a father doing no shit like that, right? So then, I'm like, okay. So then, another little black boy came and sat next to me on the train, right? And I looked at him, and I was like, yo, what is this guy telling me? So I started, I really be telling kids to I really be on telling kids to stay in school and get their education, because honestly, that's the way out. Fuck all this rapping and singing shit. That's the way how you get out of a life of poverty, by getting your education, right? So I'm talking to him, and first of all, I asked him, you know, if he have a father, does his father live in his house? Oh, this train coming. So I asked him, do we have a father? And he said no, right? So, you know, I'm telling him like to stay in school, and this is what you could be, this is what you could get out of life, right? So I'm talking to him, and while I'm talking to him, right, I asked him what's his name, right? So I asked him what's his name, and what's his name? Zion. Now, if y'all don't know, my son's name is Zion, and he was kidnapped from me like 6 years ago, right? So I'm like, look at God, right? So I'm talking to him, and he listens. I'm telling him, talking to him about education, why he shouldn't follow people, don't go to jail, listen to your mother, even if you ain't got a father, listen to your mother, all this type of stuff, right? And I just had to share that because a lot of these kids that God sent me to talk to, these people want to block me from my son. And my son's life could be at risk if he don't got a positive role model in his life, you know? And that's why I take time and talk to these kids, because these motherfuckers done took my kid from me, you know? And that was confirmation. You know, he was well dressed, he had glasses, he was real intelligent, he was real respectful, you know? And I said, what's your name, man? No. I was like, what's your name, right? And y'all already know, like I'm real worried. Every time I come outside, it's always somebody asking me for shit. I really don't like that shit. Like everywhere I go, it's out of the blue, motherfuckers like, hey, you got a loosely, yo, you got a lighter, hey, you got some roll-up papers. I get so tired of that shit. Like I don't want to be the type of person that you feel comfortable asking me for shit all the time. But I just had to share that story. I said, what's your name, man? And his name was Zion. So that's confirmation, though. You know what I mean? That's confirmation that God is working this out with my son. And we'll be seeing my son soon, you know? That's just confirmation, you know? Yeah. So I just had to share that story, y'all. So, fellas out there, when you see some of these kids out here like by themselves, make sure you take time and talk to these kids, because a lot of these kids don't have fathers, right? And sometimes that one little message to tell them to stay in school, you know, but that one little message to tell them to be a leader or listen to their mother could change their whole life, you know? So even though these kids not your kids, take time and invest into the youth, y'all. Take time and invest. Some of them don't know how to listen. You know, some of them don't know how to accept love. I gave a little boy money, he tried to steal my cards. You know? What the fuck, you know? That's clearly something's wrong, you know? So I just had to share that story. I had to share that story with y'all. Yeah. And Zion, Daddy love you. And I'm gonna see you soon, man. And I know I pray and I keep you on my prayers, and I know you're gonna do the right thing in my absence. And know that your father love you. There's not a day that go by that I don't think about you, that I don't pray for you, you know, and we will get together soon. God gonna work this out, you know? I just had to share that story with y'all, all right? 12:43 on the clock, and that equal 19. 19 is the number for a Leo. And yeah, my son is a Leo that's born on the 20th. And you know, look up 19 is the sun. Look up the number 19 in Google and type it. It's number 19 is the sun. So we right on time. All praise to the Most High God. Spirit God, angel of the white light, I ask you to cover my son right now. Cover my son. In the name of the Holy Yahshua, cover my son, keep him protected. Let him know that he's loved. And we will meet again soon. That's confirmation. Peace and love, y'all. Just had to share that.